one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love, got one dream and that's one love, we got one scheme and that's one love, that's one theme and that's one love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love, girl.
All these girls keep chasing views like they doing something. And all these boys keep making moves cause they assuming something. Everybody doing fake friends like they crew or something. But all these people make my stomach sick like the flu or something. They crying X cause they prince is gone. We might just flex cause I'm money long. They selling sex cause it's selling strong. I might just bag a check girl and take you home. Yeah, real love I owed you, real love I showed you. I wish for once that you would back me up, but I can't expect that I know you. Cause we been there and then we came through it. Backstabbed and then we undo it. A lot of people said they come through, but when it came to it, ain't one do it. We got one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love, got one dream and that's one love, we got one scheme and that's one love, that's one theme and that's one love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love.
I got my head down, arms are up. I didn't think life would be this rough. Back and forth, we went do-si-do, and then I packed my bags and I hit the road. We were making moves without a clue. I took my love away from you. Looking back, all regret. My chin is up and you puffed your chest. Cause we're coming for the go, girl, we won't stop. Working and we grind until we hit the top. Everyone is waiting for the love that we are chasing, and the haters will be hating, but we won't stop. Cause we running and we gunning, so watch out cause we coming. One love, we in our feelings, and it's not gonna crumble, yeah. We got one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love, got one dream and that's one love, we got one scheme and that's one love, that's one theme and that's one love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love, girl. And you that one love, girl.
One love. One love. One love.
And you that one love, girl.
One love. It's one love.
Yeah, we fucking up bands, make it again. Don't understand, don't comprehend, do not pretend. When will it end? It just began. We toured the land, told her to come. Who is she with? We on the run. She brought a friend, hop in the back. Is she the one? Shit, nah, she ain't the one. My day ones know I post up, so just come through. If you say nothing, you glow up, she can come too. Can't say nothing when he choked us, so just cut him loose. We stay calm when we froze up, that's what diamonds do. You fucking around, but you mess with the king. You thought you had me, but it was a fling. We in Jamaica, we doing our thing. All of the things and we buying some rings. But you ain't got one and we flying jets. Yeah, you a hater, but you not a threat. Right mind, I don't need a ghost. Fly high, we don't need a host. We buying ours on the East Coast. My bread, I don't need toast. Got Wi-Fi on the speedboat. Couple dimes in the safe though. My guys, yeah, we do the most. I buy all these new stocks. A mile high in that blue fox. My time, we don't need clocks, no. We fuck around getting fancy as shit. Just bought a pound, I ain't trying to quit. Don't come around unless you taking a hit. Brought a new sound and it's all about to shift. Got a few girls and they on good health. Teaching to build up the family wealth. You acting mad and you throwing a fit. This how we live cause we fancy as shit. You just want a cloud, I understand now. You want a ready nigga, take your hand now. Don't got time for this, I need a couple bands now. You feeling lonely, go get you a couple friends now. Yeah, we fucking up bands, make it again. Don't understand, don't comprehend, do not pretend. When will it end? It just began, we toured the land. Told her to come, who is she with? We on the run, she brought a friend. Hop in the back, is she the one? Shit, nah, she ain't the one.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you beaches. Welcome to the show. Welcome to 3336. It is Tuesday, June the 24th. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We are live, helping you make sick fucking gains. Today's title, Sun the Nips, Let Those Gains Breathe. You beautiful beaches, live on YouTube and Rumble at the Daily Swole. And of course, make sure you follow the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Let's get into today's episode. We'll get into those initial Swole fan posts. We'll take some questions. We'll go balls deep. Before we do, reminder that we have 20% off all merch over there at papaswolio.com. Yesterday we had a brand new drop. The ice shirt. Oof, that's a tough one. That's a rough shirt. We love it though. I curl every day. You know, people are going to give you a double take. So go and pick up yours over there at papaswolio.com. Brand new ice. Get the new ice. Get that new ice drop. I curl every day. Today, I am rocking the distressed denim style cutoff. The Swole America lifting the dream. Look at that shirt. Yeah, look at that. America, baby. Where's that Falcon at? It's a beautiful design. Go check them all out, papaswolio.com. Now let's get into that. Just an inch. It's cold outside. Pam says, I got my Swole America yesterday. It rocks. My favorite so far. What a great shirt. I'm glad you enjoy it and wear it well. All right, let's get into the first post. Today is from Aaron, and these are some accountability Monday morning texts because everyone's getting ready for the week, getting after it. And of course, I asked what you're smashing today and what's an example of your Swole meal. What are you eating? Aaron says, today continues my yoga recovery cycle. Did some Swolga gravity, which is my favorite Swolga, and we'll do another yoga session tomorrow. My Swole breakfast featured some black coffee, Greek yogurt, turkey bacon, parentheses, I know how y'all feel about that. Fuck yourself. Turkey bacon. 3 eggs and a banana. Just because you cut it into strips doesn't make it bacon, right? If you take a banana peel and you put it on the stove, it doesn't make it banana bacon. You know what I'm saying? It can't just look like bacon. It has to actually be bacon. You know what I'm saying? All right. Good for you, Aaron. Thanks for sharing. God damn it with that turkey bacon. My guy. Come on. All right, Joe says, I did an upper body pull workout. I just joined a commercial gym on Friday after years of only having dumbbells in the garage. I'm still trying to figure out a new split or adjusting my split to involve access to actual equipment. Breakfast was fried eggs, bacon, and cheddar cheese. Well done, sir. That's an interesting reverse. A lot of people go to gyms first, and then they finally start building out their home gym, and then it's like, how do I train? What do I do now that I don't have access to all the commercial gym? What should I get for my home gym? Joe's doing the opposite. So now you have access to so much. Now Joe is, what do I do? I have so many things. I have so much access to other equipment that I never had before. So good for you. Exciting times. How many of you go to a commercial gym that are watching live? How many go to a commercial gym versus training at home? Or do you do a little bit of both? Nothing wrong with both. Nothing wrong with either. Kylie says, so I just got back to it. No excuses. I've been going through some hard personal shit, so I let my health slide. I had some regain. I went from 332 pounds to 150, and then back to 210 after I let emotional stress win, but I'm slowly getting back on track, cleaned up my diet. 2 weeks into my new routine, and this morning the scale said 200, so I'm really happy. For breakfast today, I had scrambled eggs with hot sauce and chicken sausage along with an iced coffee with creatine in it. Dinner tonight is probably going to be pork chops with some roasted sweet potatoes and watermelon for dessert. Alrighty. Good stuff. Good stuff. Lindsay says, good morning. I have recently just recovered from a severe kidney infection. So today is my first day back after 2 weeks. I'm going to do a full body session this week to get back into it. They are my favorite. Breakfast, eggs, some kiwis, and a protein shake. Lunch, chicken breast, seasoned with some avocado, rotel, and butter. I don't know if that's a typo. I don't know what rotel is. Maybe that's a thing. Drop in the comments. Dinner is grilled shrimp and ground beef, tablespoon or 2 of honey for pre-workout. Lindsay getting after it. Thanks for sharing. Melissa says, good morning, Papa. Training some cardio, core, and yoga today, followed by some fresh fruit and eggs. Thanks for everything, Melissa. Rock on, Melissa. Getting it done. All right, fam. Thanks for sharing.
I gave it a 10.
Good stuff. Swole fam's eating good.
A fucking 10.
Swole fam's eating good. I love sharing the meals because I know we always talk about, hey, what do you eat, Papa? Well, I eat the same things. I eat steak. I eat eggs. Pretty straightforward, raw dairy, that kind of stuff. And I like hearing all the little different nuances. So there's no right or wrong based on what you eat. You just need to figure out what works best for you, what your taste buds like, what you can get access to locally in your area, what you prefer, what's easy for you to make. Some of you are making food for yourself, and then you're making food for your husband or your wife and your kids, and you're doing different things for different people, and it might change. And of course, we have a lot of recipes inside the Swolenormous app, but of course, it really comes down to what you like and then making that on the regular. Most of you are going to have a few recipes that you cycle through. You'll have generally 1 or 2 or 3 different things for breakfast, depending on the day or what you feel like. And then you just kind of rotate through those recipes. And if you want to try something else and add something in, then you do so. But it's really what the actual fundamental foods are and then figuring out how you like to consume them. So there's really no right answer. It's whatever you can be consistent with and whatever works best for you. So everyone has their own little nuances or allergies or sensitivities. And you don't really want to compare yourself to what other people are doing, but you want to get other information and other insights. Hey, I like eating those foods too. I never thought about that combination. Let me try it. And then you like it. And then you can keep doing it. If you don't like it, don't do it again. You know, maybe you're a salmon and cabbage kind of person. Maybe you're a salmon and cabbage kind of gal. Maybe that's the way you swing. That's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get into some knowledge talk, shall we? Let's get into it. All right. Drop it in the comments. Let's get freaky with it a little bit. Let's bring up some of the other live streams, get some more questions. We will load up TikTok today. We haven't done that in a while after I got banned the last time I was speaking logic and common sense, but we'll take some questions. So drop them in the chat, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio, and we will chill here for a little bit, getting some of your questions. All right, let's take the first one from Instagram. First question of the day.
What's in the box?
Someone said Rotel is a kind of like tomato-based salsa in a can. Is it a brand or is it a type of a salsa? And that's like, is that a brand name or is it actually like a type of salsa that different brands sell? Just curious. It sounds familiar, but yeah. All right, first one's from Kara Alexis. Yeah, don't tell Xi Jinping that Papa's back on TikTok Live. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, because I'll get kicked off again. All right, let's get into some questions. Kara says, interesting question. Are breast reductions safe? I'm thinking about getting one in the future. Well, interesting. I say, why would you want to reduce your fun bags? Why would you want to reduce those things? They hurting your back? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Are they safe? Personally, I don't think any surgery is really safe, especially elective surgery. You got to be really careful with that. I'm not going to really weigh in as to whether or not you should. That's between you and your doctor. I mean, obviously there might be a reason for it, but there's always a risk. So safe is a relative term. You know, you got to be careful with the term safe. There's always a risk. There's always a risk, especially with elective. And if you're doing it safely and you're with a reputable place and you're not doing anything extreme and your health is in order and X, Y, and Z, it might be the right decision for you. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, you should or shouldn't do it. But just be careful. Just be careful with things that are elective, because things like surgery, there can always be side effects. You know, things like back surgery is really risky. And most of the time it doesn't actually fix the problem. And you have to go back in and go back in and go back in. So if you decide to go that route, we wish you the best. But this is a very interesting way of letting me know that you got tickle bitties. So I appreciate it. Let's get a little America for that one.
America! Fuck yeah!
Let the nips free. Let them free. Let them free. Let them hang. Cerny says she wants to let Papa know she has big boobs. It's all good. It's all good. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Pam says, keep those boobies. Mine went down after some kids. Or some after kids. All right. If you're watching on TikTok, drop your questions in the comments. We're taking questions on the Daily Swole podcast. Link is in bio if you want to check out merch, and also links for the podcast and membership. So drop your questions in the comments down below. Only taking questions, so drop your questions. All right, another one from Instagram. The real Gid _ the kid. The real Gid the kid. I don't even know where to begin with the screen name. What's your best advice to grow calves? My best advice? Well, let me just give you the general advice. 1, do straight leg calf raises. You could do unilateral or bilateral, like 1 leg or 2 leg. Do them straight leg. You don't need to do seated calf raises. That's been shown to not be any more beneficial than just doing standing, knees extended. You'll get the soleus and you get the gastrocnemius with standing calf raises. One thing that I will say is focusing on the stretch and the stretch to neutral. You don't need to go all the way up on your tippy toes. You could do jump roping. You can go all the way up if you want to, but the calves grow from stretch mediated hypertrophy. So you really want to focus on the stretch, holding that for a few seconds, and then driving up to neutral. And one of the things that I've learned is understanding the fatigue that comes from loading axially your calves. So I have a standing calf raise machine, and it has a 500-pound stack. And if I want to do bilateral calf raises and get it down into like a lower rep range, I got to put 2 gym pins on each side and put on like 845s and get it up to like 900 pounds to get in like a 5 to 10 rep range. And that's a lot of stress on my shoulders and my spine. So it can be very exhausting if you're doing heavily loaded and lower rep calf raises from a standing standpoint. So a couple ways around that, you could do single leg, then you don't have to use as much weight, or you can use a leg press machine, or you could use it with a weight stack. You could use any kind of horizontal leg press machine. Sometimes they have donkey calf raise machines where it'll load your hips and you're bending forward, or it's angled so the pressure isn't on your neck. Just keep in mind that if you're loading up a lot of weight on your shoulders, that's fatiguing for other exercises. So what I was doing for a while is trying to go as heavy as I could for calves, and I would do it at the beginning of every workout every day, every other day. And I just started getting exhausted because I was starting off every single workout with like 900-pound whatever calf raises. And I just realized all that weight on my shoulders every time was just affecting my stimulus. It was affecting my fatigue. And I started doing single leg and other things that weren't loading my axial spine. So the same thing goes for leg training in general. If you're doing heavy squats, barbell, Smith machine, even hack squats, things that load your entire body versus something like a leg press or a squat press or leg extensions. It's just a different type of fatigue. So factor that in. Don't forget there's overall systemic fatigue and there's local muscular fatigue. So you want to make sure that you are training the calves in the lengthened position, holding the stretch. And it doesn't have to be low reps. You could do 10, 15, 20 repetitions to failure. Just keep in mind what kind of load you're using and where the load is on your body. So a leg press machine can be great. A horizontal calf machine can be great. A donkey calf raise machine can be great. And a single leg is a great way to not have to use 900 pounds, you could do 200, 300, 400 pounds single leg, for example, and it's still the same stress on your calves. You'll get more stimulus doing a single leg, but it's less on your overall body. So it can be a lot safer too. Once you start going with really high weight, even if you have to readjust your foot or you twist a little bit, you can tweak something, you can pop something, it's just more higher risk when you have that much more load on your spine. And it's unnecessary, right? To load your entire body just for the muscles at the bottom of your legs. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. All right, Dallin, we talk about calorie deficits and surplus depending on what you're working towards. Do you or anybody in the Swole fam have any good recommendations for calorie tracking apps? You guys are dropping in the comments. I personally don't. Remember, it's all about your energy expenditure. It's not about your mass. So people are eating for their body weight when it's not really your body weight, and people are overeating. So it's not really about your body weight, what you have to eat for. It's about what your energy expenditure is. So if you're not expending a lot of energy and you're eating double in terms of your calories, then you're going to put on a lot more fat than required. So you don't need a crazy surplus, and you really have to be eating around what your energy expenditure is, not just what the mass is on your body. It's what energy you're utilizing on a regular basis, and that's what you need to maintain or surplus for. So that's an important thing to adjust for. And most people are eating too much when they're bulking. They're doing a dirty bulk, or they're eating way too much. James Hallam, Papa Swolio. Any advice for IS diabetics who go to the fucking gym? Can't really answer that question. Are you a type 1 diabetic? Are you type 2 diabetic? It's different. So any advice? Eating quality food, lifting heavy weights, the same thing I would give to most people without any more details. But hard to specify depending on what your actual individual situation is. Okay, let's see. Jacques Bebe, Papa Swolio, did you / would you go gym? Did you / would you go to the gym on the same day as your wedding day? That depends. That depends on what you have access to. That depends on your schedule. If you're having like a morning ceremony, maybe you want to go into your wedding with a pump. Nothing wrong with having a nice sick pump. You know, you're holding your fiance's hands and your biceps are ripping out of your suit, you know, because you have a sick pump. So yeah, I think it's a great thing to do. But if it fits your schedule, go for it. Go for it. I totally would. I wouldn't do leg day though. You might not want to do a leg day. You don't want to be cramping or something like that. So all good. All good. So would you? Oh yeah. Papa would. Ollie on TikTok. Hey, Papa Swolio, what's the best way to lose body fat? Eating quality foods, lifting heavy weights, getting quality sleep. All the standards. Give me more specific questions if you want more specific answers. Bumble Hunter says, I stopped tracking calories about a year ago, started eating more protein, and I've dropped 20 pounds since last summer. There you go. LET says, especially if I have a strapless dress, got to show off the guns. That's right. That's right. Tyler on TikTok. My parents won't let me go to the gym for another year. What should I do? Oof. Get new parents. Go to the parent store. Get a new pair. They won't let you go to the gym for another year. Well, then you're probably young. And let me give you a little input on that. If your parents are able to control whether or not you can go to the fucking gym, then you're probably too young to go to the fucking gym. Or you can train at home or get a job and pay for your own membership and move out. That's really what it's about. You know, you can educate them, but they should be all in favor of you lifting. Maybe, how old are you? You know, if your parents can tell you to not go to the fucking gym, then you're probably not old enough to go to the fucking gym. But maybe they would get you some dumbbells or some things at home that you can train. No, Pedro, I'm not falling for it. Not doing it, bro. Not falling for it, Papa. I'm not even going to read it. Nice try. I kind of want to read it. I kind of want to read it, but I'm not going to. I appreciate the effort. If you're interested in Pedro's question, it's on Rumble. I'm not even going to give it the time of day. So how about this? I got a soundboard for you, Pedro.
Fuck yourself.
Nice try. It was a good one. It was a good one. I'm better at it though. I'm reading the questions first. You can't put one past. You can't put it past me anymore. Nice try. Nice try. Valiant effort. Ayuno intermitente. Fuck you, man. All right, Jana on Instagram. Papa Swole, my left knee sounds like breaking dry spaghetti. Oof. Can I go to the fucking gym with that? Yeah, you can, but you're probably fucking up your knee. Now, a couple things. Is your knee catching? Is it locking up? Does it sound like a little popcorn? You probably need some more collagen, maybe some glucosamine, MSM, some things that might be beneficial for joints, maybe more fat in your diet, but also mobility. So doing reverse sled, doing step downs, strengthening your knees. Sometimes if you have like small tears in your ligaments over the years or meniscus, you could have catching or crunching. It's not always a bad thing. If you have pain with it or catching or locking, that's an issue, and you might need to get surgery for that. But you can definitely do things like reverse sled and ankle, knee, and hip mobility that can ease that and avoid exercise that cause it problems. So if it sounds like breaking spaghetti, but it doesn't cause you pain, that's better than if it's locking and inhibiting your movement and catching and things like that. But yeah, you want to work on that mobility. I would say start doing reverse sled and, knees over toes, step downs and things like that. Smithy tips, Papa Swolio. How many pets do you have, including or not including Mama Swolio? Including or not including? Like dependents? Because she's a good girl. In terms of puppers, I have Mr. Mustard over here. I have the Tainty Man, and we got Pinkston Churchill. So I have 2 dogs. 2 doggies. Dos perros, for those of you that are from España. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Turtle. Papa Soy, what is your workout split? Something between an upper-lower and a push-pull legs. I do like upper-lower and I do like full body, but in the summer when it's super hot, I don't know where you guys are. I think a lot of places are getting heat waves and stuff. In Florida, it's so hot right now that longer workouts are just not going to cut it. So if I can shave half an hour or 45 minutes off a longer session, I'd rather do. So usually in the summer, I actually train a little bit more frequently in many cases, or I adjust the volume just because I want to shorten my sessions, or I adjust accordingly. So usually upper lower, that's more of the standard, but sometimes I'll extrapolate that and do a push pull legs, or just kind of every other day, or push pull legs, something like that. Something to hit the body parts that I'm trying to grow 2 to 3 times a week. You don't need to train a muscle 3 times a week. You can, depending on your split, but twice a week is a really good minimum. Once a week isn't enough, and 2 to 3 times a week, it's pretty marginal, the improvements or the benefit of doing 3 times a week. So if you don't like 3 times a week for certain body parts or for each body part, then just 2 times a week is fine. Anna's Bananas, do you have a good recommendation for cardio during hip bursitis flare-up? Handling that. If you're having a flare-up, you're just exacerbating the issue. So what movements bother your hip? Practice more yoga and more mobility, and avoid any kind of movement that's causing issues. So don't work through issues. All right. Any kind of issues or injuries or swelling or tendonitis, don't push through it, work around it, but also do mobility and corrective exercise to handle those areas. That way you actually make progress, because you're just going to exacerbate it and then maybe lead towards surgery or a real injury where you can't do other things. So we talked about this the other day, or I talked about it on, was it Saturday's episode? I think, what's it say, Tuesday, 33 maybe. I think it was Saturday's episode on Spotify. If you have a wealth of knowledge and you have access to different equipment, you go into a full gym, but there's so many different exercises, but you can't do them all. So knowing how to do different exercise can allow you to work around certain issues or certain injuries. And that's the benefit of having different options. So if barbell squats bother you, right? So barbell squats, the standard, great exercise. Yeah, it is a great exercise, but we all know that some people like barbell squats or have a better structure for squats. If there's a certain exercise that you're doing that over time or recurring, you always kind of have an issue after a while, that exercise is probably not ideal for you, even if you enjoy it a lot. So you have to get to the root cause, and there's a lot of other things. So for example, my knee was kind of like, I went really deep on squat presses, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. And then my knee was a little bit iffy after because I was doing squat presses for a couple sessions in a row, probably overdid it, pushed a little harder. Maybe I loaded too much. Maybe my feet were too low and I was putting too much pressure on my knees. I've been training for 25 years, so sometimes things flare up or kind of bother me a little bit now and again. And I probably overdid it, but yesterday or 2 days ago, I was doing leg extensions totally fine. And I did more mobility and I worked around it. So I have different machines or different things that you can use to work around issues and take stress off, but still provide a stimulus. Because remember, you're going to build muscle and maintain muscle if you're able to provide a stimulus. So there's different exercise that you can use to do that. You don't have to do the same one all the time. So don't keep smashing your head into a brick wall if you keep on ending up injured with a certain exercise. Not everyone needs to do barbell squats. Not everyone needs to do hack squats. Maybe you prefer doing a leg press. Maybe you prefer doing a Smith machine because you can set up your feet in a different position and it takes pressure off your back, or it takes pressure off your hips, or you don't have as much ankle mobility. So it just feels better because you could lean differently because it's on a track, the Smith machine. So find something that you like, find something that feels good for you, and then load that over time. You don't need anyone's permission and you don't need any specific exercise. You can just find one that you like and then load that appropriately. Alex says, Pedro asked about intermittent fasting, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he totally did.
I arrived in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.
Oh. Goliath, this guy's small. He doesn't know what's up. Don't listen. What does that say about you? Because I'm much bigger than you are, bruh. Oof, you tiny. You need to go to the gym. Go to the gym. Stop scrolling on TikTok. Do something with your life. By the way, if you're watching on Rumble, you could win today's Swole card. Hashtag #GetSwole. Drop that in the comments. We'll give it away on Rumble at the end of today's episode. Thank you for being here. Drop more questions. We'll stay here as long as we got more questions coming in. And after the question portion, we're continuing the show over on Rumble and YouTube, so you can follow over on the Daily Swole channels if you're watching on TikTok and you want to catch the rest of the show. So let's get into a couple more. How long have you been growing your hair? I've had long hair for like 20 years, 25 years. Basil, Papa Swolio, how would you rate Trump this term on keeping his promises? I mean, I don't really remember, to be honest. I don't remember all the promises he made, but I think, I mean, look, he inherited a mess. The last 4 years was a disaster under Joe Biden. So things are definitely, what people don't realize is to rebuild and to fix problems, it takes a lot more than destroying things. So bottom line, that's why we released the ICE shirt. Bottom line, the number one thing we have to do is get every criminal, illegal alien out of the country, period. So whatever's happening overseas, I don't give a shit. I don't care what happens 6,000 miles away. You know, I saw a comment on a post because in one of my training videos, I was wearing like my American flag pants. I had the Make Shaming Great Again shirt, the one that looks like the MAGA shirt, but it's Make Shaming Great. And everyone's like, oh my God, someone mentioned, oh my God, he's MAGA, isn't he? I don't associate myself with any tribe or any kind of like ideology, but it's really sinister and really messed up how I guess the Democrats and the left and just the brainwashing mainstream media has tried to demonize the concept of making America great. I want my country to be awesome, period. I don't care about other countries. I really don't. Now, I do understand if you live in another country and you want your country to be great, cool. People in China can want China to be great. People in South Korea can want South Korea to be great. That's fine. Cool. As they should, right? I want America to be great. Sounds simple. Why is that a bad thing? So ask yourself that. Anyway, much better than it was. Much better than it was. All right. Jonathan, hey, Papa, big fan. Should I wear your shirts only in the gym or just in public? Oh, yeah. Wear them all the time. Wear it at your leisure. And by the way, when people say, well, I'm overweight, when I lose more weight, I can wear the shirt. I don't feel good wearing the shirt unless I have the results I want. That's ridiculous. If you're going to the gym, I don't care if you're 300 pounds, get a 2 or 3XL, wear it with pride, and go to the fucking gym. You don't have to be muscular and ripped or a pro bodybuilder to wear the merch. It's really the mindset and the intent behind your actions. So everyone starts somewhere. And a lot of people are starting behind the 8 ball because they weren't taught properly. And everything around them is poisonous and toxic. And they're just realizing that now. And they have to undo a lot of issues. So wear the merch, wear it with pride, and make those sick fucking gains. Let's go. Let's get a little America for that one. Tony says, bro, you look like Paul Phoenix from Tekken. I don't know the character, but I know Tekken. Let me see. Let's bring up a picture. Paul Phoenix from Tekken. Let's see if I look like this guy. Let's see if it's a compliment. Oh, I'll take it. Look at this picture. Look at this. Hold on a second. Can I just drag that over? Yeah, I do. Well, my hair, Jesus Christ, dude. For real? For real? If you're watching on TikTok, you're missing out. You can come over on Rumble and YouTube to see the picture. Look at that. I'll take the rest of it. The hair. Ugh. I could. My hair could look like that if I cut it. And what is that like? Look at that hair, dude. He's got no beard. Look at that hair. Yeah, I kind of do look like that guy. I'll take it. The guy's jacked. The hair could use some work, I'll be honest. If I put my hair straight up like that, I can get some of that. You know, when people do the goth, like spikes, I could. It would be like twice as tall as that. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's a compliment. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. I had to make sure. I was like, all right, is this guy beautiful and jacked? All right, I look like him. I appreciate it. What's it? Paul Phoenix? Paul Phoenix? All right. Marissa says, truth is, if you go every day, people will respect you at the gym. If you don't play around, your inspiration, just beginnings are difficult. Indeed. Let's see. Pizza Lover 212289. Hey, Papa, what's your thoughts on Iran not following the ceasefire? To be honest, I have no idea what's currently going on right now. I have no idea what's currently going on. Like the day, and come on, really no one knows. Everyone's just kind of pulling stuff from X or pulling random things. So what's interesting to me is when it comes to the events of the last week with Trump and Iran and Israel and stuff like that, everyone has an opinion, which is cool. Like, I just want America to be better. I want to get all the criminals and homeless people and insane people off the streets. I want things to be safer. I want the economy to improve. All those things for America. I only care about what happens in this country. And the fact that no one aside from the inner circle, like the most inner circle, like DOD and Trump themselves, know exactly what's going on and the reasons why they're doing things. So if you think you're getting all the information on X or all the information from like the Daily Mail or CNN, like, you're out of your mind. You're not in the Situation Room. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So what I don't want is like what I would prefer, not like I have a choice in the matter, but I would prefer not to get into a forever war for like another 20 or 30 years and have Americans die for these lunatics. So that's it. That's it. But this is what happens when the money is being debased and money needs to be printed. Usually countries go to war so they can justify printing billions and billions of dollars. So that's usually the incentive. And don't forget, there's a lot of the entire apparatus of this country and the military industrial complex and these companies, these massive companies, Boeing and Lockheed Martin and X, Y, and Z, like they really run the ship, and they're always trying to go to war because that's how they make their money. So they're incentivized. And of course, also the news media like CNN, MSNBC, they're dying. They're dying. They had no bearing in the 2024 election. It was all independent media that people are paying attention to because they've been lied to incessantly. And it's been exposed ever since COVID, 2019, 2020. People's minds have been blown as to the relentless lies. So they want war because their ratings go up. No one's watching these channels anymore. No one watches MSNBC or CNN. No one's actually paying attention to these channels. They want war because their ratings will go up. So they're bummed out if there's a ceasefire, which is pretty sick. Because if there isn't a ceasefire, their ratings are going to go up. So they don't want the war to stop. They're excited, which is pretty much all the information you need. All right, more questions. More questions. LET says everyone who supports endless wars, civilians and elected officials alike, need to be on the front lines. Hashtag get swole. You know what's crazy is a lot of these politicians that vote for war or that are clamoring to go to war, they don't have children. You know, honestly, I think if you vote, I don't care if you're 75 or 80 years old. That might be the most sinister stuff. When you have someone who's like in Congress, who's 75, 80 years old, and they want to go to war, it's like, you're not even going to be alive for more than 10 more years. And you're just sentencing other people and future generations to more debt and more destruction and despair on your way out. So I don't care if you're 70, 80, I don't care if you're male or female. If you vote to go to war, you should literally give you a rifle and put you on the front line, like literally front. And then these people won't vote for war because they're not going to want to go. If they vote for war, they should have to serve front lines. That's it. They won't be voting anymore. I think their entire families, their wives, their children, just give them all little rifles and put them on the front. You voting for war now? I don't think so. Because other people's wives and husbands and children are going to war. So why are you allowed to vote in favor of something that you have no investment in? It's pretty sick. No matter their age, just front lines. I don't care if you get a headshot in the first 5 seconds. You're on the front lines. If you're voting for other people to go and die, you got to go first. Remember those old, you see in the movies too, but just like the old battles, like English kings and stuff like that, a lot of these leaders were on the front lines. Like the king would lead their troops into battle. It's like you're going to war, you're leading the charge. You're not sitting behind in your ivory tower. I mean, I'm not saying that every leader did that, but you would respect a leader more if you're going to war and like your king, your leader is out there in the front lines. You know, that's why people would follow. It's like, oh, he's going. All right, I'll go too. That kind of thing. So, all right. Wives and children is crazy, bro. Yeah, it is. Voting for war so other people can die for your bullshit cause. That's even crazier. That's what I say. That's why I say it is crazy. It is crazy. Can you imagine like you have like 6-year-olds on the front lines? Well, your grandfather voted for this, so he has to pay the cost and his lineage has to pay the price, not everyone else's. Voting for other people to go to war is just gross. It's gross. It's an abstract concept. They don't care. They line their pockets. And just understand, people that are in power don't want things to change because they have a lot of money and they have power. So this is why it's so hard for things to change, because people fear the future or they don't want it to change. If you're already a billionaire or a millionaire and you're successful, or you have all these illicit investments and you're in the government, whatever it is, or you're in the military complex, you don't want things to change. You want the same things to happen it always has because you've been successful. Why would you want to why would you want to sacrifice your position in life If you're living a great life and you have money and power and control, you don't want that to change. That's why there's so many forces that resist change and resist development and resist any kind of shifts in policy, because a lot of people are benefiting from it. The 3 generations rule. Well, that's interesting. And I'm not saying that kids should serve on the front line. What I'm saying is these people that vote or that are in favor of conflict, are in favor of exacerbating conflict, they don't have any stake in it. They just say, like, yeah, we should go to war. Yeah, bomb them. And then your children, your husband, your wives, they're going to war. It's not cool. There you go, Tony. Just like King Theoden in Lord of the Rings, front line, baby. Yeah, he charged out there. Right out and meet them. And he's like, for death and glory. And he's like, for Rohan. What a great, one of the best endings to a movie. 2 Towers. What a great ending. I just got to chill. What a great final scene, or almost final scene. What a great movie. The fact that 2 Towers didn't win an Oscar is a tragedy. They gave it to Return of the King just because they're like, all right, we snubbed them last year, but 2 Towers is the best movie. 2 Towers is better than the last one, for sure. What a great movie. Lost Monkey says they don't have real solutions to our problems. That doesn't take money out of their pockets, so war. And don't forget, war justifies the printing of money. They have to print money. Some people are like, what are you talking about? Then just keep swiping. You don't have to listen, but that's why. That's why whenever the economy sucks or they need to print money, it justifies going to war, because they can pass large bills and spending bills and debase the currency under the justification, the guise of war. A lot of countries that are destitute, it's what happened in Germany after World War I, when countries are full of despair and destitute, they have nothing to lose, but they have this like optimistic hope for the future. There's like this religious nationalistic fervor to rise up, and then insane people can come to power like Hitler and Mussolini and shit like that. And it just justifies, it's kind of like, it's just cultish behavior. Rising up against an omnipresent force. But we're doing it for glory. We're doing it for a religious reason, or we're doing it for some sort of abstract cause. Should I go to the gym today? Absolutely. Basil said, "Did you see Ted Cruz was trying to gaslight Tucker Carlson about going to war again?" I watched that whole episode, that whole interview. It was a hard listen, but it was a rough watch. Let's put it that way. It was hard to listen to all that. It was a lot of nonsense. But bottom line, I think everyone here agrees. No one here wants to go serve. Again, if you are in favor of a war, would you go and serve? I want to go to war, but I'm not going to go do it. It's like, then your opinion doesn't matter. If you're not going to be on the front lines, then who cares about your opinion? You cannot make that decision for someone else. It's happened a lot throughout history, but it's just not anymore. No one here. Can you imagine if they like reinstituted the draft or something like that? People would lose their shit. No one's going to go. There'd be riots. There'd be protests. It'd be bad. They know they wouldn't get that support. There's no support there. They don't have that support. That's why it was a tactical strike versus some sort of like invasion, stopping it before it grows. So. Ombre, pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever. Yeah. Chicks do dig scars, though. They do dig scars. It's a sign that you're a badass, that you can go through hell and come out the other side, and you have a mark to show it. Then the women know that you can handle tough situations. All right, you're a survivor. You have high testosterone. I'll breed with you. I'll breed with you. Ringmaster, I haven't been to the gym in a while. What do you think? I think that's the R word. I think you should go to the gym. I have to say that because TikTok will flag me if I say the word, but it's my favorite word. Swole fam gets it. Gideon, skinny fat. Got to about 16% body fat, gained some muscle, but I'm still skinny fat. Should I start a lean bulk? You should just focus on building muscle. Build more muscle. Build more muscle. Skinny fat is just fat. You don't have enough muscle. My bad. I was hoping to say go to the fucking gym. Well, go to the fucking gym. That's really, yeah. That goes without saying. You should go to the fucking gym. LET says, just say it anyway. It's accepted again. I own the site, not retarded. I can say it. I have no problem saying it. I would just like to stream on TikTok and get some questions. I know it's accepted. I know it's accepted. I have the merch to prove it. It's very accepted. And at Prince, Mark said he got his his shirt in. Good stuff. Yes, he said it. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I am the danger.
Basil, is the answer to protest or boycott these corporations? In what sense? What, to boycott Lockheed Martin? To boycott Boeing? No, it's not going to do anything. What corporations do you mean? What foods have more iron? Meat? Meat? Liver? Yeah. I'm too old for the draft anyway, so I'm not going. Alex says, I don't care if a draft happens. I'm not going to. Most people have your sentiments. We got enough stuff to deal on the home front. We have enough things going on in this country. Like, I just don't care. I don't care. I wish the best for other countries. Like, I don't want people to be dying, or I don't want people to be, but it's not our fight and it's not our concern. And it's something that's been happening for hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's just ancient struggles that are perpetuating forever. So it's like, it has nothing to do with us. Aaron says, I have too many issues to be drafted. Oh, we know, Aaron. Oh, we know. We know.
Inconceivable!
Aware. We are aware. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Too many issues and too many heads in the freezer. Too many heads. / AKA issues. I have too many issues, AKA frozen heads in my freezer. Too much milk. Too much frozen milk. Bumble Hunter says, I'd be in for an actual defense of the American homeland. Well, that's different, right? Just America is so... You're not gonna be able to stage a land war in the United States. The topography, it's too big. People don't realize how big the United States is. And when everyone has guns and firearms, you're not going to win that one. So good luck with that. But this is why sleeper cells and, individual strikes and individual areas is a problem, just because you're not going to have an entire armada coming up to the coast. It's like you won't even get close. Not a chance. But now it's different with drones and biologics, and there's all sorts of stuff out there. But all these countries are, we're all really more intertwined because of just in terms of manufacturing and all the offshoring of goods over the years and the decades. So two countries might be in the news going after it, but they're still doing deals behind the scenes, and there's different people in power. There's a political class, there's the religious leaders and stuff like that. There's a lot of different layers. It's a whole different culture, so most people don't understand it. I definitely don't. All I know is that America should be top priority for Americans, and that's why most of us don't really give a shit. Most people can't point to any of these places on a map, so they're on Twitter, aka X, all the time, crying about it. And then, most of them are bots too. I posted this the other day. I really think there should be something on X where you can filter out anyone that's not from the United States. I wish I had a filter where it's like any bots, any posting, anything from an IP or whatever that's not from the United States. I don't care what they have to say. I don't care if someone from France is like, you should not do this, America. You're a bad person. I don't care what France thinks. Give a shit. It'd be nice to filter out any of those bots and people from other countries whose opinions don't matter. I miss your liver time videos. Oh, man. Throw that back to what, 2020? Old videos. That's an old style. I appreciate that. I haven't made one of those in like 5 years. I still eat liver all the time, though. Candyman says, I'm going to have tuna shakes, cabbage, and salmon for breakfast every day. If we go to war, all you got to do is feed people salmon and cabbage and tuna shakes. And the farts are going to be so diabolical, no one's going to want to fight anyone. Just drop salmon and cabbage and tuna shakes over these countries, and they're going to be like, leave us alone, go away. These lunatics are coming over screaming, drinking tuna shakes. Like, these people are insane. We surrender. We surrender. Jake the Snake, I just had a job interview. Thoughts? I hope you get it. I don't have any thoughts. Good. Working is good. Making money is good. Tuna shakes. I'm not even upset about the Salmon and Savage. Salmon and cabbage. But the tuna shakes just makes me nauseous. I'm not going to get over the tuna shakes. Salmon and cabbage I can deal with. Bumble Hunter, what is worse, tuna shakes or toilet yoga? You mean wipe yoga? Well, it's like chicken or the egg, right? If you have a tuna shake, you're going to be doing wipe yoga. So I would have to say tuna shakes because that's going to lead to the wipe yoga. Gross. All right, now that we're all sufficiently nauseous, any other questions? We're about to move on to some balls deep content. All right, if you are watching on TikTok, come on over to Rumble and YouTube. The show continues, episode 3336. If you go to the link in bio, go to papaswolio.com. You can find the links for podcasts. People ask me, what happened to your YouTube? My YouTube, we're going to be posting more videos on YouTube again. Just kind of lost interest because my channel was banned or shadow banned. So they stopped showing any of my videos to people. When I was calling out all the bullshit in 2020, they just locked down my account and I stopped getting views. So there's still some videos that float around, but it became not worthwhile for the effort to post because of the restrictions. But we're going to gear up and do some videos again. So you'll hear about it here on the show, and I'll let you guys know, and then you'll see it. So stay subscribed, but you're probably not going to get notified anyway. But when they're up, you'll see them. All right. So come on over. Rumble, YouTube, at The Daily Swole. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Come on and catch the rest of the show. All right, cool. Well, that worked out. I made it without getting banned. It's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Let's move on to some balls deep content. How about that? PK says, I stay subscribed because high hopes. Yeah, well, we're going to start doing videos again. Not with any hopes of like it getting extra reach, but the people that want to see it will see it. So it's going to be, training content or stuff that's helpful for members and people that might be members or want to actually improve their health. I'm not going to be doing more like nuts on chin. I don't really care about all these retards that are doing stupid shit online. You know, we do enough of that stuff here for fun. But we'll be doing a bunch of stuff. Probably planning to do a couple videos a week, so stay tuned. I'll let you guys know, and then you guys can go check it out and drop a comment. But the Swolenormous channel is where we're going to be posting more videos. Videos on how to make a tuna shake. I feel like I'm going to fucking hurl, man. Tuna shakes, that's so diabolical. All right, let's do this one. Holy poo. This one's called Amanda Bynes Ozempic. Oh.
What's in the box?
Oh. Ozempic. Here we go. All right. That's what we got here.
What's up, everybody? Thought I'd make a post about my new hair color that I'm doing. I want to show you the brands that I used. This is Arctic Fox, Electric Paradise. And then I also used Arctic Fox, Space Cowgirl.
Oof.
I saw a girl at CVS with this green in her hair and it looked so pretty, and since I have green eyes, I thought it would be a vibe. So I'm trying it out. And what else did I want to post about? Oh, I'm going on Ozempic. So excited. I'm 173 now. So
Jesus
I hope
Christ.
to get down to like 130, which would be awesome. So I look better in paparazzi pictures and you don't see my double chin from strange angles. Yeah, so that's about it. I will post about my Ozempic journey, of course. And yeah, that's about it. Have a good night, everybody.
I like the fade. Wow. Rough. I feel bad for these people, you know? I feel bad for people like this. Who knows? You guys know all the pedophilia and the sick stuff that happens in Hollywood. Who knows what happens to these people? Especially when you get into the industry really young. Oof. Who knows? So we could sit here and just be like, oh my God, look at her. What the fuck happened to her? Who knows what she was going through? So it's a shame. But Ozempic is definitely not the answer. Whatever she's doing with her hair and her whatever, like, my God, you just need to eat healthier and exercise. And Ozempic is not the answer. Well, we got what's going on with the hair? Is she dyeing her? She looks pink. What's going on with her hair? Is she dyeing her hair green and red? Yeah. All right. Mental illness is real. It's just, that's sad. Sad and creepy. Oh, these are all horrifying. These are different than just like the standard fat phobia videos that we do a lot. Trying to do less of those, but it's hard to find like other content.
What's in the box?
You know, this is scary. So jump scare coming. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I apologize if you're about to eat or if you are scared easily. This is probably not for you. Let's check this out. It's called Secret Trans Resistance. It needs to be more secret. This is way too public for my liking.
Now let's dive deep into the big LGBT story for today. I'm Raji Narayan Singh, and
I don't know what those words were. This is like a trans, mentally ill Mr. Rogers. Why is she talking like Mr. or he's talking like Mr. Rogers? And what's that on your face? The fuck is on your face, bro?
What the fuck is that?
Might want to get that lanced. That's like a golf ball on your cheek.
square up trans rights. Inside the VA's secret resistance to anti-trans policy. In clinics across the country, an underground resistance is rising inside the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs.
This hurts my
and
face.
It's led by doctors who refuse to abandon transgender veterans. After the Trump administration cut off gender-affirming care in
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Remember the Chappelle show? Remember that? Rick James, bitch. Remember? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Looks like Rick James.
March, some VA physicians began defying orders in secret, risking their jobs and reputations to continue life-saving treatments. Speaking anonymously to The Advocate, one senior VA doctor called it lavender Scare 2.0.
I thought at first, I'll be honest, right? I'm just pausing. I don't think anyone cares. You know those when people do talks in front of people, like a TED talk, or you're on stage, you know, you have like the little, you know, the little side one, but you know, the little side, what do you call it? Like mouthpiece, right? And you have the flesh colored little pop filter on it. I thought that's what it was. I thought it was like a headpiece with like a little flesh pop filter. And then I realized, no, that's just a massive like cyst on your face or something.
Quote, we're being surveilled. We're told to report each other for using the word transgender, but we're resisting strategically, quietly, because our patients' lives are on the line, end quote. The VA's rollback bans hormones, therapy for new patients, voice training, and even bans words like transgender in clinical records. But inside the silence, a network is growing. Doctors slipping in prescriptions, making coded referrals, and wearing rainbow pins as an act of defiance.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one thing, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention. I was watching, I was listening, but like my face hurts looking at him. And, you know, if you're just listening, that's what we call a face for radio. So look, this is a visual show, but I also encourage you to listen, because if you're faint of heart, you don't want to see these things. You could just listen. It's enough. It's enough. So someone asks, is that person vaccinated? How many vaccines has that person had? All of them. Yes. That person's on like the 12th booster. Like, and I guess he's getting injected in the face, apparently. Goblin King on YouTube says, I used to be self-conscious at the gym, but then you told me nobody gives two shits about you at the gym. Now I hear your voice when I start to feel self-conscious and it helps. Thanks. Oh, that's great. Good for you.
Hi, puppy.
Good for you. Karen says he went to have all those lumpy facial fillers dissolved because he had cement crap injected by someone in their house instead of a doctor. Oh, really? Is that like a person that you know? Karen says, I've seen this person on that TV show Botched. Well, that makes sense. I mean, the first thing that's a good word to describe that person. That's a good term. When I look at that face, I just botched. That's a great, if you look up botched in the dictionary, you'll see that person's face. That makes sense. Thank you, Karen. I'm like, I don't know who this person is. I don't know who that person was. And I'm glad I don't. Definitely botched. Definitely botched. If botched were a person, that would be that person. Cement injected by someone in their house instead of a doctor. Yeah, by the way, cement should not be put in your face. And if you do any kind of surgery, you should probably do it by a plastic surgeon or someone that actually knows what the fuck they're doing. For obvious reasons, unless you want to turn out like that. Hashtag get swole for a chance to win today's swole card.
Fuck yeah!
Jesus Christ. Candyman says the VA should be for basic needs and needs that are for your injuries and a little more. It should not be used for cosmetic surgeries. Cosmetic surgeries should not be the responsibility of the taxpayer. 1,000%. That's elective surgery. Is that what he was talking about? Should be covered by the VA? Is that, I zoned out because I just couldn't get past the mole, 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 mole. It wasn't a mole. It was like an entire civilization. Okay.
Inconceivable! The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
All right. The construction workers forgot to pave over his face. Savage. It was a few years ago. Yeah. If you're going to do surgery, you shouldn't do it in someone's house, and you shouldn't use a toe knife. That's a good one, Alex. Oh, botched toe. Botched it. Botched toe. It's a botched toe.
Smooth. Very, very smooth stuff. Very classy. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
Let's get a little Frank Reynolds in there.
You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
You want the baby boy's soul, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. Nightman cometh. All right, we got one more video. Then we got some throwbacks. Let's get into it. Iran.
What's in the box?
I ran to the comments on this one. Let's see. Iran wipeout. Let's see what this is. Let's see what we got.
Dear Iran, this is my official application of states that you should wipe out because we did not vote for that orange Cheeto man over here in Los Angeles. Alabama.
Out of here.
Florida.
Out of here.
Arkansas.
Boom.
Oklahoma.
Get him gone.
Either that's her brother or that's some sort of homo that is just trying to be like, right? That's a male feminist that's just trying to get laid. Friend zoned. That dude is totally friend zoned. Totally friend zoned. Or it's her brother or something.
Ohio.
No!
Kansas.
Gone.
Kentucky.
No.
Arkansas.
Red.
Tennessee.
Fire.
Texas.
Oh, double it.
Let me get my best friend out and then Texas. Okay, and my family and then Texas. Anyways, I hope you consider this application and really take it into consideration.
I won't. I do appreciate your attempt to minimize your unibrow. You could see her eyebrows. Just because she's saying retarded stuff, we're going to troll her a little bit. You could tell her eyebrows are trying to reconnect, right? They're trying to get together. They're trying to grow back. You see that? You see that right between? You know that's totally a unibrow. And she's due for a little cleanup there because they're trying to get together. They're trying to go back. They're trying to get back together. Her eyebrows are like, no, we don't like being separated. We're trying to get back together. Maybe you should fix that before you make a video. Anyway, that's a cool story. Cool story, Hansel. All right, let's give away today's Swole card, and then we will do some throwbacks. So let's give it away. Hashtag get Swole for a chance to win today's Swole card. Unibrow. 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 Like last unicorn? Unibrow. Unibrow. That's niche. Congratulations, Joey Manny. Get Swole. Congratulations, brother. Aight. Sweet. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3336 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you this Swole card. Congratulations. Congratulations. Aight. Good stuff. Congratulations, Joey. Rocking it. Let's get into a couple throwbacks, shall we? All right, let's see what we got. Oh, jump scare. Number one.
As a short, mid-fat woman, I don't need a second seat on an airplane.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I fit in the seat, even though they are ridiculously small. But most planes, unless they have been updated in the last few years, do not carry seatbelts that are big enough to go around my body.
And why is that?
Which is kind of ridiculous and means that the people who designed those seatbelts weren't considering me and people with a body like mine when they designed this safety feature.
Well, people didn't used to be this fucking fat. So yeah, it's the food. Yeah, it's the phthalates. Yeah, it's all these different things. But how come there are people that are not fat? Because you have choices and you make terrible choices.
I also want to address the idea of people who need to buy 2 seats on an airplane. No one should have to pay double in order to be accommodated.
Bitch, lose some weight.
Bitch, lose some weight. Ugh, God, these people. Where's that? Where's that, you fucking people? Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Yeah, here we go.
You fucking people.
All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. This one, 438. What we got?
There are a lot of schools that are moving towards gender-neutral bathrooms, and if we add female, we might become obsolete very quickly.
I hate this. I'm ready for the meteor.
Second, not all students who menstruate are female.
I really hate this.
We need to make sure that all students have access to these products. There are obviously less non-female menstruating students, and therefore their usage will be much lower. We do not expect that the non-female menstruating students will use these products as much as the students using female bathrooms, but it's important to have them there.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
These students who are not female, who menstruate, face a greater stigma and barrier to asking for these products, and so providing them in an easily accessible place in all student bathrooms is particularly important for those students.
You might look at this woman and be like, she's mentally insane. What's more insane is every other single person in this room that is not laughing hysterically and being like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, all right. Look at this Pinkston Churchill. Let's get that. Oh. Everyone, wave to the Swole fam. Yeah. Pinkston Churchill, everyone. All right. We got one more. This one is one of the worst that you'll see today, which is impressive because it's pretty bad. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see if I can do it with my left hand. Drag it over. Yeah.
These are my arms. They jiggle when I move. But it's okay because these strong arms help me to shake and groove. This is my tum. I can give it a squish. What the fuck? It holds all the important parts of me, including my favorite dish. Here are my legs, they help me walk and jump and dance and run.
Dude, this is pretty f***ed up right here.
Look at my face, my cheeks go smush. My beauty spots have stayed a while.
Pinkston's like, oh. You hear? Is it? She's like, oh. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do you think about that video? She doesn't like it. No? What do you think? No? What do you think about that video? What do you think about that, fatty? What do you... Yeah? What else? Tell them. Yeah? Yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree. Oh, good girl. Oh, she's like, oh, she's shaking. Oh, God, I can't even.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
Now she's looking at me like, how could you put me down? How could you leave me alone? Church knows retarded when she sees it. Oh my God. These are my arms. Oh my God. Here is my stomach. Oh my God. Here are my legs. Jesus Christ. She's saying, turn it off, please. Save me. Save me. All right. Congratulations, Joey, for winning today's Swole card. Again, congratulations, fam. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for 3337. Go catch up on the weekend episodes on Spotify if you missed it. Saturday and Sundays were audio only. Check it out on Spotify. Make sure you comment. I'm sure you'll get some great value, especially from the Saturday episode. Real solid stuff. And join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We got merch, 20% off all merch. We got the Swole America. Let me actually show you guys the design. Look at that. Look how it came out. There you go. What is it? Lift it up. Lifting the dream. Look at that design. Look at that. Hold on a second. Look at that design. America! Fuck yeah! Yeah. America, bitches. America. It's okay if people are jealous, you know? If people are jealous of America, you should be. It's a great country. It's a great country. It's great here. It's awesome. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people being jealous. That's fine. Other countries are beautiful too. There's great things in other countries, but America is just, we're just better. Cry about it. Cry harder. And it's okay for me to think that because I'm an American. And it's okay for you to think that, I don't know, Albania is the greatest country in the world. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If you live somewhere else, cool. You should rep your country. That's totally fine. But only logic and common sense, please. Let's see. What do we got? Before we sign off, let's check it out. 20% off all merch. Let's check out the new drops. Scrolling. New releases, fam. We got the Mint GTTFG. We got the Ice. Ooh, we got the Ice. I curl every day. We got Swole America. Some of you just got, I got my Smoker Stain Swole America design. We have the Fire GTTFG, the Jaws Lats design, Circle of Lift, Fuck Your Feelings, Gym Busters, Pump It Shoot, They Do Lift and Hurts, My Swole Pony, Swole White in the 7 Stakes, and we have all the 4th of July merch. Of course, we got the This Is My Pride flag, Red, White, and Swole. We got the I Want You to Be Swole Top Guns, very poignant, especially with the strike. It was very Top Gun Maverick-esque. Lift, and of course all the other ones, Guns, Bacon, and Freedom, and so on and so forth. This is the, let me see, do we have the sleeveless distressed design option up the one you see. So this is not just sleeveless. This is the, let's see. So I have to figure out what we call this design. This is not cut off. This is actually, it came like this. So this is like the denim distressed. I'm not sure what it's called on the site, because I know we released this style of shirt, this style of sleeveless a while ago. I don't know if every single design is available in it, but we can do that. So I'll make sure that we have that up, and I'll let you guys know what it's called. Because this is not the average. So this is actually, it looks cut. It looks cut and it kind of curls in, but it's actually, it comes this way. So it's not like the, and I got Mama Swolio an extra small. So this is not like, because we have the standard tanks, we have the premium tanks, and then we have, this is just like a sleeveless. So essentially it's like this kind of distressed, it looks like denim. You see, it kind of looks like a denim distressed style. So I know we have some of that. I also want to make sure it's searchable on the site. Let's see, men's tanks. Oops, let me see, tanks. Because I know we released it, but I don't know if we just did one certain style. Because you guys know it takes, because don't forget, when we add a new style of shirt to a design, we can only do so many with Shopify. Maybe because we don't have like the highest level membership with Spotify. We can only do so many designs on a given day. So it would take time, a lot of time, to add, because it was not just, it's this design, and then it's like extra small, medium, large, XL, this, in every different color. So we only have so many different options that we can add to the store. And it takes a while to load them all up because we have to do every color in every size, this, that, and the other. But I'm looking where it is. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's that. I'm looking through. I don't see the cut. I know we released it. I forget what style we released that on. Just looking briefly. Because it's not just a regular tank. Let me see. Sleeveless. All right, so here's the link. Let me see if I can pull it up. Stonewash tank top. All right, so it's up. Let me see if I can search for, maybe if you type, let me see if I type in just so you guys can see it. Stonewash. Oh, so we only have, right, we only have 2 styles. Okay, let me just pull it up. So if you type in Stonewash, so here's the thing, like when you go to men's and you go to t-shirts and tanks, it might be listed, but oops. So in the short term, so we have to add this. We only have that's why we released it with the Optimus pump. So we have the Stonewash tank top. So if you type in Stonewash, you see at the top of the screen, just for now, if you want this design and this style or Optimus Pump, but we're going to add, so we have like, what is that? Yeah, Stonewash. So we got the, see how it's like distressed kind of, I mean, Stonewash, I guess it looks like denim, but it's Stonewash. It doesn't feel like denim. It's very thin. So what we got here, what are these different colors? Is it going to pop up? Oh, so we have Ash Stone, Moss Stone. These names. Do we have Smoker Stain? Black Stone, Blue Stone, and Orchid Stone. Why don't we have a Smoker Stone? But anyway. All right. So we have those two designs, but we're going to, is it a loose fit? I mean, this is a, oh, fuck me. Oh my God. I think this is an XL. Jesus Christ. This is an XL. I'll stand up. Orchid Stain. Yeah, Orchid Stain. So this is a, is it a loose fit? Yeah. I mean, if it's a large, it's going to be tighter, but I don't want like a skin tight, plus it might shrink a little bit, but it's Stonewash. So it's probably pre-washed a little bit. So this is an XL. Let me see if it's, let me see if it says anything about pre-washed. All right. Let's read that for all you peeps. These, all right. You ready? These sleeveless tank tops will keep everyone perfectly cool and cool. Oh God, this is like a generic description. We're editing these, by the way. Will keep everyone perfectly cool and cool looking during sunny days by the beach or intense gym sessions. Raw armhole edges and the Stonewash finish give them extra flair, and coupled with your stunning designs, they'll immediately stand out from the crowd. 100% pre-shrunk combed cotton, extra light fabric, regular fit, sewn in label. You may also like Optimus Pump, Swole America, Swole Maste, Swole Pants, and Swolcrates. You might like those also. Yeah, so it's pre-shrunk. So yeah. So you could probably get, it's true to size. So if you want a little bit looser, you get a size up. If you want it, a little bit more snug. I could have had a large with this, but I like it. I want it a little bit more loose. So yeah, really cool colors. I mean, where's the black one? Ash Stone. The black stone looks dope. That looks really cool. But what we're going to do, yeah, free those boobs. But what we're going to do is we're going to get those up for, yeah, first. So we're going to get up these new designs. So just keep in mind that when we sync them, we'll prioritize that during the week because we can only do, I think it's like 1,000. It's weird. It's like 1,000 or 500 or something variations a day. So if you think about it, so if you look at this, we have extra small. So we have like black stone has to be this design, black stone, extra small, small, medium, large, XL, 2XL. And then we need ash stone, extra small, small, large. So that comes out to what, 30 different styles. So we'll get those up. We'll start with getting those up because we announced it with the Optimus Pump design a while ago. And I guess we just never got to uploading that with other styles. So we'll start with the best sellers and then we'll move into the new releases and try to get them up for all of them over time. We just won't have every single one up today, but I really like I guess this would be blue. What would you call that? Blue stone. Yeah, this is the blue stone one. So the blue stone is really nice because it has that denim look, but it's very light, very thin, pre-wash. So it's kind of like very light, loose design. So totally cool. All right, Beaches, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Again, 20% off everything over at papaswolio.com. Thank you for your patience hanging around today, and we'll see you tomorrow for 3337. We'll do it earlier in the day tomorrow, probably in the early mid-morning. So stay tuned for your Swole text, and I'll hit you up on Swole text and turn your notifications on Rumble, YouTube, all that stuff, and join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. Thanks for being here, Beaches. Whoa, we got everything down there. Boom, there we go. Congratulations, Joey, on winning today's Swole card. Go get some merch, go to the fucking gym, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons.